Yes, I came to know you. Yeah. I've been telling Feel the same way. Feel the same way. Won't feel the same way. Feel the same way. Yeah, we can tell it down, you know, good with it. Tell it down. I'll get down a little bit out of watermelon boogie woogie if I talk about that song. The Payday Bar. It's got tons of people.
More at Dollar General. More savings on every aisle. More brands you know at prices you'll love. Because at your
So I have au gratin potatoes, roasted broccoli, marinated mushrooms, and a steak. It's a Delmonico with a bone.
From spicy podcasts to wild live streams, there's always something new on Rumble. Watch, comment, and connect. From spicy podcasts to wild live streams,
Chocolate milk.
There's always something new on Rumble. Watch, comment, and connect with a real community that's actually awake. Choose an open internet and free expression. Choose Rumble.com today. Sponsored by Rumble.
Metro Flooring Contractors Summer Sales Event means 75% off all flooring, plus up to $1,500 in additional savings and up to 36 months interest-free financing. Call 3.
Glad you guys can join me for breakfast. I appreciate it.
MetroFlooringContractors.com. Limited stock available.
Partners and closely monitoring intelligence, officers have increased patrols near houses of worship, embassies, and tourist-heavy areas like the National Mall and DuPont Circle. The MPD stresses there's no credible threat right now.
7 News' John Gonzalez. There were a few scary moments on the National Mall Sunday afternoon when a man in a black Jeep drove over a sidewalk and onto the mall itself, crossing the lawn and speeding along the pebbled walkways and weaving among families in some spots who were sitting on the grass. A police motorcycle chased the man for a time and motioned visitors to get out of the way. The man eventually left the mall and headed up the street where he was stopped and arrested. Police have not released his name. No one was injured. Election season is here in Virginia, and the entire Democratic ticket spent the weekend on a statewide bus tour. The GOP still waiting to unify.
We're bringing everybody together.
While gubernatorial candidate Winsome Earl Sears desires voter unification, there may need to be some mended fences for the Republicans after Governor Glenn Youngkin asked Lieutenant Governor nominee John Reed to leave the race.
Regrettably, I haven't heard from him. We haven't talked in 2 months.
Reed telling WMAL's O'Connor and Company.
I would think there would need to be a conversation. You know, a lot of people seem to be mad at me.
Attorney General Jason Miara said he would campaign with Reed, but Reed also hasn't heard from Earl Sears. Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The Dow futures up 4 points. NASDAQ futures up 32. Up next, traffic and weather.
Hi, I'm Dorina, co-founder of OpenPhone. My dad is a business owner, and growing up, he always kept his ringtone super loud, so he'd never miss a customer call. OpenPhone gives your team business phone numbers to call and text all in one shared workspace, and our AI agent answers 24/7, so you never miss a customer. Over 60,000 businesses use OpenPhone. Get 20% off at openphone.com/radio. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out. So
Back when I was in the Navy, they had an old saying, people who are senior to you. A bitching sailor is a happy sailor. If you ain't bitching, then something ain't right.
Hey, if you
ugly yellow toe fungus.
Yellow toe fungus. Where are you, Patrick Rowe?
It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything.
No, I'm eating Delmonico for breakfast. What are you having?
It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflush.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose.
Chocolate milk never lasts.
You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflush.com.
Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
270. It's late delays jammed through Rockville for the crash. Southbound right at the lane divide, still blocking 2 left lanes. Now, once you get past the accident, no delays on the spur. Outer loop of
I didn't steam this. I roasted it.
Legion Bridge. Northwest, the crash is on 14th Street, just north of Massachusetts Avenue. Watch for that delay heading through and around Thomas Circle. And 66 West.
Has a bit of a crunch to it.
Now from Garage Door Repair.
I love broccoli.
WNAL Stormwatch 7 forecast. Today through Wednesday, high temperatures will be around 100 degrees with feels like temperatures up to 110. Rain and storm chances return Thursday, but today an extreme heat warning in effect from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. for those feels like temperatures up to 110. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen.
87 at Reagan National. John Matthews News Talk.
Facing the meat? I think that somebody was facing the meat there.
They cut that right off.
Very good, and happy Monday to you.
They cut that right off, fuckers.
A good day at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, from which our B-2 bombers fly. Such goings on, such goings on. Boy, there is a lot to get to. You're probably aware, you might have heard that the United States military took action against Iran's nuclear weapons program. It's not a nuclear medicine program. It's not a nuclear energy program. It's a nuclear weapons program. The Democrats are on the side of Iran because, you know, if there is any enemy that stands up against America, the Democrats are there with them. They want to date them. And when I say date them, here's what I mean. But let me get back to a couple of other things, because I was going back and forth with our friend Kevin Tober this morning. Kevin Tober, who works our social media and does lots of great stuff for us, Kevin Tober. And he made a good point. He said he was relieved and sees it as good news that Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, was not harmed during Operation Midnight Hammer. Hey-oh. Midnight, because you remember there was a crazy San Francisco Democrat that they let loose on the streets that attacked him in their multi-million-dollar mansion with a hammer. Used a hammer. The hammer came down. Maxwell Silverhammer. But Paul Pelosi not injured in midnight. It was around midnight when it happened at their thing. So very good news there. I've got to tell you, the Democrat Party, they should probably cancel themselves and just drift off into obscurity because they're just not the good guys. We've got all kinds of madness going on with them, and I'm going to get right to the. In fact, you know, we are at 888-630-9625. That's our entirely toll-free telephone number here in our nation's capital, Washington D.C. from the mothership. You know, a big deal going on in Iran, a very big deal, and the largest B-2 stealth bomber mission in the history of the world. Lots of these gigantic 30,000-pound, 15-ton bunker-busting bombs dropped from B-2 stealth bombers from high altitudes. And remarkable mission, an amazing mission. All Americans back safely. No no mishaps of any kind that we're aware of. We've seen aerial photography of the bomb damage assessment of the 3 particular nuclear sites that were struck, and remarkable things. I get to tell my best girl and I, we were out with friends. We were out with great friends, with Jason Meath and friends, out on a beautiful boat on the mighty Potomac River on Saturday. And it was, people say it was, oh gosh, it was kind of warm, wasn't it? It was real nice. It was a sunny day on the river on a boat. Everybody whines about the weather now. And I'm like, oh no, it's going to be 100 degrees in Washington, D.C. Well, it's summer in Washington, first of all, and it gets hot here in the summertime. It always has. Secondly, when they say it's 100, that's the heat index. So it's like the feels like temperature. It's 84 degrees, but it feels like 135. So we should all open a vein and lay on the sidewalk or something. Ridiculous. But we're out on a boat, beautiful boat. And then we, as you might imagine, we were down by the wharf, Southwest waterfront, went to a tavern with a wall of glass looking over the river and the boats. And we did continue. We had cocktails. We did have cocktails aboard the boat and after the boat. And it was wonderful, and still no military action. And then my best girl, we hopped a taxi cab, because, we had been enjoying beverages and adult beverages. And so we took a cab back home, and then lickety-split, practically no time at all. Hey, wait a minute. What's going on here? There are bombs dropping on Iran, and it's the U.S. military. So fascinating stuff. And there's been a lot of back and forth. I was going on with my friend Mike Opelka this morning, and he made a fun note. Mike did. He said, you notice over the weekend all the people on the news media, and how many of them still can't pronounce the word nuclear? How many people in the news media, reporters, experts say nuclear? Nuclear. Nuclear is not a word. Where does nuclear? It's kind of an important word. It should be, especially if you're a nuclear expert, you should be able to pronounce the word nuclear and probably the word expert too. But before I get into it, because I'm going to get into that, and it is kind of a big deal, and I understand that there are mixed feelings all over the place. It is done. It was done very successfully, very effectively, and one of the most. I think my first comment when we radio show team started texting about it, I think my first comment was, "Wow, nice OPSEC." Talk about practice safe OPSEC. They maintained operational security until it was all over. And then at the press conference with the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, the general who I think was very impressive in the press conference, very impressive on Sunday, and the very good stuff. He was great, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, CJCS. He was great. But one of the things that we learned is why they were able to maintain operational security. But the first thing I started texting on our group thread was, wow, nice OPSEC. And, at the Pentagon, I was at the Pentagon for 10 years as a news guy. And one of the great phrases there was practice safe OPSEC. Practice safe OPSEC. It was during the practice safe sex time, and practice safe OPSEC. And it was a great saying because it was my saying, and I invented it. It did become somewhat popular. It caught on a bit, practice safe OPSEC. And boy, there was perfect operational security on this one. That is, they didn't tell any Democrats. So it wasn't leaked all over the place, and our pilots were not put in danger by the Democrat Party, which they very often
Doug will eat that gristle.
Because they're
I
not
won't.
on our side. And speaking of not being on our side, I need to get to this too, because a Democrat judge, ordered
There's enough fact.
Abrego Garcia, Kilmore Abrego Garcia, the Salvadoran MS-13 gang member, human trafficker, wife beater, restraining order that every Democrat wants to go down and have a margarita with, like the idiot Maryland Senator, Chris Van Hollen, not Van Halen, but Van Hollen. He got it. And then the idiot from Maryland, the other idiot from the Glenn Ivey, the congressman, going down to hang out with Kilmore Abrego Garcia, human trafficker, MS-13 trafficker, wife beater, repeated wife beater, restraining order, and therefore hero of the Democrat Party. Well, judge ordered
Abrego Garcia released on smuggling charges before trial, just so he can kill again. That's why they call him Killmore. And the Democrats couldn't be more excited. Hey, we got a wife-beating, human trafficking gang member from El Salvador in the country illegally, wearing Chicago Bulls hats and shirts, which means he's a member of MS-13 if you ask the gang experts and police departments across the country, but not the New York Times. And so judge orders Killmore Abrego Garcia released on smuggling. That's human smuggling. This is the New York Times headline. Human trafficking charges before trial because the Democrats really want their daughters to date him. So amazing stuff. Womp, womp, womp. Federal judge denies detention. The Trump administration and ICE, they want Killmore Abrego Garcia detained while he's awaiting trial just for human trafficking for a decade, in particular MS-13 gang members. But federal judge denies detention for alleged MS-13 gang member Killmore Abrego Garcia. Isn't that great? And judge says Justice Department failed to make case for Abrego Garcia's detention. Yeah, failed to make the case. Let's bring in his wife, who's so terrified of him that she won't even talk about the restraining orders that she had filed against. So here we got this is the Democrat Party. They want illegal alien gang member, human trafficker, wife beaters. They want them released and not detained because Democrats want more crime. More Democrats, more crime. More Democrats, more murder. More Democrats, more fatal drug overdoses, because the Democrat Party's not on our side. And if that's not good enough, here's another one. Mahmoud Khalil, who, Ivy League, Columbia University in the United States, is a pro-Palestinian, anti-Semite, racist, genocidal, radical Islamist lunatic. And he ended up, he lied on his visa application repeatedly. Hey, do you love jihad? Me? No. Do you want to kill all the Jews? Me? Huh? So he lied on all things. Well, now he is on the loose because the Democrats have sprung Mahmoud Khalil. You got MS-13 over here, Killmore Abrego Garcia. You've got the Jihad and Hamas over here, Mahmoud Khalil, and the Democrat Party. They're applauding and spanking themselves. They're just unbelievable. They're what? Never mind. Just amazing stuff. So yeah, Mahmoud Khalil now on the loose again, and you'll never guess what he did. He went straight to Columbia University, went back to Columbia University, and started protesting against the Jews again, because when you're a Democrat all the way, from your first cigarette to your last dying day. Amazing stuff. And the news media, they've got headlines like, Mahmoud Khalil describes ICE detention, decries Columbia hypocrisy. That's Columbia University. It felt like kidnapping, Khalil says in his first interview. And there he is in the New York Times, which is a communist front group that supports the Islamic Jihad and human trafficking, especially child sex trafficking. You know how they love child sex trafficking and sex traffickers. Yeah. So newly released Mahmoud Khalil spotted back at anti-Israel protests at Columbia University. We should never give Columbia University another tax dollar in the history of the world. It should just never happen again. But the Democrats, and what is they had the other guy in from Egypt, right? And he overstayed his visa, so he was here illegally. And it turned out he loves, who does he love? The Muslim Brotherhood, which has been banned in Egypt, but not in the United States because of Democrats. And that's the guy that in Boulder, Colorado, set fire to the 88-year-old Holocaust survivor, man, who was marching in favor of Israel. And the Democrats, they say, and the Egyptian guy has got 5 kids and a wife here in the United States. Reminds me that Lee Harvey Oswald's widow is still alive and well in the United States, and their 2 kids are still alive and well in the United States. And they're probably fine. I don't think they did anything wrong. These people did a lot wrong. So a federal judge ordered his release, Mahmoud Khalil, from an immigration detention center on Friday. And where did he do? He went right back to Columbia University on Sunday to lead another protest march, again, right after the Iran military action. And there is Mahmoud Khalil, hero of the Democrat Party. They're going to run him for office. And the Democrat Party has joined the jihad. Aren't they great? All right, so we have that, just a little bit of Democrat Party update. And President Trump made the decision to drop bombs, a bunch of bombs. And wait till you hear, you've probably heard a lot about the military operation, but boy, what a military operation it was. B-2 bombers out of Whiteman Air Force Base, refueling repeatedly in flight. I've actually been in a B-2 bomber at Whiteman Air Force Base, the Spirit of Texas. And then I went up in an in-flight refueling airplane where we refueled multiple B-2 bombers coming up to refuel while I was in the refueling tanker. And that was a good day at work. That was a lot of fun. And now what becomes the answer? However, it is kind of a big deal. I've got a smart woman saying it might be the biggest week in the Middle East since 1979. You know what happened then, don't you? We're at 888-630-9625.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. 270 commuters, heads up if you're heading into Rockville, jammed to the crash right at the lane divide. They are making some progress. Looks like we're down to just a single left lane now blocked. Still a lot going on there. Outer loop, we're still on the brakes heading in through Silver Spring. Inner loop heavy in through Annandale. 395 northbound slows over the inbound 14th Street Bridge, and the westbound freeway slows.
Paul, you really shouldn't be calling anybody fat. You're just a big ass fucking slug.
Sunny and
You
hot for the
fudgy
first
fuck.
of 3 days with temperatures above 100. Clear skies overnight, low 80.
Running a business, I've learned that every missed call.
You fuckers come right in here, though. Why? What the fuck do you think you're going to accomplish?
Customer calls, missed messages, no visibility into who followed up or didn't. Now we've got a business phone system that keeps up. With OpenPhone, our whole team can call and text from a shared number, assign follow-ups, and track every conversation with call transcripts and summaries. Best part? Whether it's after hours or we're just busy, AI steps in to handle calls, answer customer questions, and capture leads. Our phones are covered 24/7, and we never miss a beat. OpenPhone starts at just $15 a month, and they'll even port over your existing numbers for free. Over 60,000 businesses are using OpenPhone, and now I get why. Try it out and get 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/radio. That's openphone.com/radio for 20% off. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Trip planning by Expedia. You were made to have strong opinions about sand. We were made to help you and your friends find a place on the beach with a pool and a marina and a waterfall and a soaking tub. Expedia. Made to travel.
Life is more legal than you think, and LegalZoom is here to help. From setting up a will to secure your family's future, to taking the next step with your business and registering as an LLC, or sorting the permits to legally run it from home. Or maybe not. When you need a legal hand, come to LegalZoom. Visit LegalZoom.com. LegalZoom provides access to independent attorneys and self-service tools. LegalZoom is not a law firm and does not provide legal advice. Visit LegalZoom.com.
When you get hurt at work, Carruthers and Glove goes to work for you. They're researching, interviewing, gathering facts, and doing all they can to help you get back on your feet. They work and you recover. You can focus on getting healthy and returning to work because Carruthers and Clough are doing the hard work for you. Ask a friend, ask your family, who would they call for help with workers' compensation? Carruthers and Clough. Go to nylawcc.com and contact Carruthers and Clough. We work, you recover.
Sponsored by Rumble. Want to join 59 million others who are tuning in to a fresh alternative to mainstream news and information that isn't delivered with an agenda? Enjoy your daily dose of happenings from a platform that fights to protect your free speech. Download the Rumble app from your Apple Play or Google Play Store today and choose from thousands of creators covering everything from financial markets to daily events and more. Choose an open internet and free expression. Choose rumble.com today.
School absences are often due to the absence of necessary resources. But when communities and schools...
One of my squirrels dead in the road out there. Car ran over the poor guy.
Visit communitiesandschools.org. Being present matters.
We're the stronger than we look type. I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 2. The braver than you think type.
I have to take insulin shots every single day.
Won't be long, the crows will be after it.
No more blood sugar tests.
Absolutely nothing. No more complications. Until
Crows love roadkill.
Type none.
Support JDRF's life-changing research, and one day you'll say, I helped turn type 1 into type none. Join us now at jdrf.org.
Hey, Paul Bitch Life. What do you do when you go to annoy somebody and they're not annoyed by you? They just fucking just dismiss it and ignore you. What do you do when you don't get the rise you're looking for? You get even more mad. Look at you. Why even come to my chat? What, to fuck with me? You're not fucking with me. You're fucking with yourself. Wiggin is out of line. That motherfucker doesn't own me. He doesn't own this channel, and he doesn't own the fucking airwaves. What a fucking idiot you are, Wiggin. Good. You don't like me. Good. Logical doesn't like me. Big fucking deal. I never asked you guys to like me. I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. You're a fucking fool, Wiggin. A goddamn fucking fool. Talk pretty fucking tough for someone with no teeth in their face. Smoke another cigarette, Wiggin. You fucking sounded like emphysema last night. Sounded bad. You and Andy 504, you guys all got that smoker's fucking talk. Fucking emphysema mouth. So if I banned all them others, what, you're gonna come and enjoy this chat? No, you're not. You just find something else to bitch about. And fucking, I'm king. I run shit. I run shit. Oh, I run shit. You sure do run shit. Charlie bowed out of it. That was good of Charlie to fucking say that to Logical, knowing what Logical will do. Because, you know, Logical is right full of hate. And the reason why he's full of hate is because there's nothing in his personal life that's fucking worth bragging about.
They've enriched to 60% purity, which means that they're just this close. I'm holding my index finger 1/2 inch over my right thumb, this close to being able to weaponize that, turn that into a bunch of weapons. And I was talking about these numbers last week. They've turned out to be accurate. 9 to 12 nuclear weapons with the amount of enriched uranium that they possess. Also, and I talked about this last week, I hope that Israel was keeping an eye on these facilities, especially Fordo, because they were going to be trying to slip the stuff, the enriched uranium, out the back door, and then I don't know, and they did slip stuff out the back door, and I don't know if we know where it is, but I certainly hope that we do. And if we don't, that Israel probably does. There was also an interesting moment that the Chinese flew airplanes into Iran. They are communists, and they're in bed with Iran along with Putin, who's a communist, and then there are the Democrats.
This is the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. We're winding the rush hour down. Virginia 95 coming out of Dale City to the Beltway onto 395. Minor crash in Annandale was on the inner loop at Braddock Road. 6 to the right shoulder, just a brief distraction. 270, that's where we have the late delays. The crash is southbound right at the lane divide. A few moments ago, it was just the left lane that remains blocked, but we are jammed just after 370. Again, through Rockville to this crash. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Sunny and hot for the first of 3 days with temperatures above 100. Clear skies overnight, low 80.
Running a business, I've learned that every missed call is a missed opportunity. Before my team found OpenPhone, it was chaos. Personal numbers for customer calls, missed messages, no visibility into who followed up or didn't. Now we've got a business phone system that keeps up. With OpenPhone, our whole team can call and text from a shared number, assign follow-ups, and track every conversation with call transcripts and summaries. Best part? Whether it's after hours or we're just busy, AI steps in to handle calls, answer customer questions, and capture leads. Our phones are covered 24/7 and we never miss a beat. OpenPhone starts at just $15 a month, and they'll even port over your existing numbers for free. Over 60,000 businesses are using OpenPhone, and now I get why. Try it out and get 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/radio. That's openphone.com/radio for 20% off. OpenPhone, no missed calls, no missed customers.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. You know Grainger offers professional-grade products for every industry, like voltage detectors, harnesses, and hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge, just like you. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's July 4th sale is on now. Get a king bed for a queen price and save up to $700. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store website for details.
Everything from clothing to household items are getting more expensive each day. The world of fast fashion has complicated clothing production by outsourcing around the world to whoever can sell them the cheapest. And now you, the consumer, are paying the price with rising costs. American Giant is about keeping things simple and close to home. They aren't affected by tariffs because their products never leave the U.S. So when you buy from American Giant, you're taking a stand for hardworking people, local communities, and quality clothes. American Giant directly supports American manufacturers and ensures you aren't footing that tariff bill. Support American-made, tariff-free clothing with American Giant with American Giant. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com. That's 20% off when you use code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com.
Sponsored by Rumble. Join millions who trust Rumble's top live streaming personalities to break down the news that matters in real time. Miss the live stream? Catch the full video replay on demand with zero censorship. Download the Rumble app from your Apple Play or Google Play store today and choose from thousands of creators covering everything from financial markets to...
I'll eat the rest of that steak later.
Choose an open internet and free expression. Choose Rumble.com today.
This podcast is supported by Harvard, a
company that helps large organizations identify and hire the ideal candidates to fill their high-volume roles. Harvard uses science and data to predict which applicants will stay and succeed. Visit harvard.com.
Today, happening in your kid's school matters. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Paralyzed veteran Sean Housestead.
I got hurt practicing combat search and rescue, fell off the fast rope, so shattered L1 vertebrae. I don't know where I'd be without paralyzed veterans. I've only seen that now.
Paralyzed Veterans of America is a nonprofit and it gets no federal funding. Paralyzed veteran and PVA Executive Director Sean Jones Jr.
And we provide every service free of charge to every veteran and caregiver that we support.
To learn more, visit pva.org. A public service message from Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Coffee Man, you can go tell JC I said, fuck you. You guys want a war? You want this fucking conflict? I'm going to give it to you. Wiggins an idiot. He's a chicken shit. He doesn't dare come up here. Fuck you, Wiggin. That's right. I'll tell you right now, Gotti and JT should be the last of your worries because you're a dumb son of a bitch. Leisha, you're a fucking complete joke. You got 4 kids, never married, burden on society, raised on fucking welfare. You're a fucking welfare mom. Fuck you. You want me mad? Then you got Patrick Rowe out there doing Wiggins' fucking dirty work and fucking got me blocked. And, you know, they know you got another device watching. You guys are so fucking stupid. The fuckers just threw garbage out their window. Fucking, I should have been sitting out on the porch.
The Democrats yelled at you that you're a racist, right? And then they
that's right, Wiggin. Fuck you.
Or whoever they wanted to MS.
I can't come to your chat or anything, but here's all your fucking friends in here.
But the
all right. They think because they have a few accounts, you're gonna
48%.
You're triggered, Paul.
Of Iranians arrested at our southern
fuck
border.
JC. She's a lying son of a bitch, and she married a pedophile. When she was 13, she thought she was 33.
Iranians arrested at our southern border coming in illegally.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of a father giving his 17-year-old daughter written permission to marry a 42-year-old man. They're usually a little closer in age, by at least a couple of years. She lies in every fucking thing, and then you guys carry her water for her. Look at Coffee Man. That's all he has. JC's chat sucks. There's no comedy there. Wiggin crying about Rusty and them attack. All they do is attack and dox. Why didn't you just stay out of his chat? Why even fucking go there? That's why I didn't go there. Not that, I'm not the one they're trolling. You're the one that they're trolling, Wiggin. And you want to drag my name. Oh, I made Billy part of JT's team. No, he's new crew. Oh, I come from Elderverse. Show me one fucking chat that had that title on it, Elderverse. That's something that came from the IP2, all them fuckers over at Discord with D-High and Ziggy and all them dumb fucks. That's right, Ziggy, you're a dumb fucker. Signal. That's how you lay there drunk like you just lazy. Lazy. Fucking lazy. Patrick Rowe is a lazy person. Jeff Holler is a lazy person. You guys in here trying to do this shit? Holler sold his fucking games or whatever. Grow up, Jeff Holler. No woman wants a man like you. You can't provide a girl security because that's what they want. They want a man who is secure. But No Balls isn't secure, but look what he does, right? Now he's trolling Angie. Why are you always angry, Billy? Have you watched Wiggin lately? I'm not the one going up on Sykes' fucking panel and crying about Rusty and Gotti and the whole lot of them. You're a fucking idiot, Wiggin. I'm going to say it all fucking day long as I'm live. You're a fucking goddamn backstabbing motherfucker.
We're headed west.
You tried your drama with me. You and JC should actually be married. You got your head stuck up that fucking bitch's ass so friggin' far, Wiggin. It's pathetic. You need her. See, I don't need you, Wiggin. I don't need JC. I don't need none of you motherfuckers. But it's not a matter of needing something because I'm not a needy person. You are. Wiggin, you're a needy person. If I'm so bad, just quit talking about me. Ignore me. That's what my mother would tell you. That's what my mother told me. If I said anything about, just ignore them. Stay away from them. Over a period of time, I learned why my mother told me that.
You couldn't be dropping bombs on Iran today. But the bombers were actually headed toward Iran. And it's a very long flight, of course. The bombers were headed toward Iran. The president knew it.
Wiggin doesn't like it that I can be an influence on people, certain people. I make people change their mind. You know, you're just a fucktard. This is all you have. All you're doing is attacking my chat. Wiggin, fuck you. You're a white nigger. Wiggin, you're a white fucking nigger. What a fucking hypocrite you are, punk. I'd like to give you one.
Penetrating bombs, and they're very heavy, 30
fucking
pounds.
Idiot.
Two of these.
Alicia, you're a dumb slut. Money for nothing and the trick's free.
And another thing I observed after the mission was over, I said, well,
oh, you made your mark, Alicia. You got the fucking winner.
They were much lighter.
Fucking stupid bitch.
Payloads, very heavy payloads of 60,000 pounds. So flying back, they used a lot less fuel, and that's good for the environment. See, that's good because I'm always environmentally conscious.
So I guess we bombed something.
That's good for the environment. Just amazing stuff. Wow, wow, wow.
Logical, you're pathetic.
Now, the American people have been very concerned. We've been very concerned about Iran getting an arsenal of nuclear weapons, even though the Democrats are fine with it. 78% of us, when asked recently, are you concerned about Iran getting a nuclear bomb? 78% of us said yes, concerned about Iran getting a nuclear bomb. Only 21% said no, and it turns out those are all transgender Democrats, 21% people in the poll. But that number of us.
What do you got, JC? You got some Australian guy that likes to make fun of Mary Burney when he himself is a fat fucking slob.
66% of us.
Ooh, let's take a trip to the grocery store. Oh, look, this is cream-filled buns. Oh, yeah.
Imbalance when it comes to the American people.
How much weight did you lose, AP? You must have been a fat fucker.
Stealth bombers.
150 pounds? That's a lot of weight to lose.
3 stealth bombers dropped their payload.
That's a lot.
6 bunker buster.
I've seen your skinny little fucking wrist. Ooh, you guys can make a cartoon on a computer. Ooh.
We also had a ballistic missile submarine fire 30 Tomahawk missiles.
You hear that?
And
the Tomahawk missile thrower submarines.
Nuclear facilities. It's quite a mission. It was quite a military mission, and the in-flight refueling, the fighter escorts, the intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance, and reconnaissance airplanes.
American exceptionalism at work.
Planes, intelligence planes, watching the skies and all that. It was quite a remarkable mission. And where were they? the bombers entered Iran. It was day before yesterday now. Seems like longer ago. Man,
wait.
the days are stretching out these days, aren't they? But the B-2 bombers departed Whiteman Air Force Base at midnight on Saturday. They say 1 minute after midnight on Saturday, so late Friday night, going into Saturday morning, midnight 01, they left Whiteman Air Force Base, right? And then, long time later, the U.S. Central Command, and it's 5 p.m. Eastern time, so that's a long time. They left. You got to do all your converting for Central time and but about 17 hours later, the B-2 bombers joined their support package in the U.S. Central Command, and the bombers entered Iranian airspace at about 6 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday, and that's a long flight. You take naps. You know, there are two pilots, a crew of two. Oh, yeah, the New York Times very upset that Pete Hegseth called the pilots guys, said our guys. And the New York Times said, well, there could be a woman in one of those planes. And they got a little hissy fit across there. Could be a woman in one of them. Yeah, it could be. She's one of the guys. It's all right. Calm down about the use of language, okay? But going into Iranian airspace at 6 p.m. Eastern time and exiting Iranian airspace at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So they're in Iranian airspace for an hour and a half, approximately. And then they had the long flight back to Whiteman Air Force Base. But again, greater fuel efficiency, so better for the environment after you drop your 60,000-pound explosive payload. Womp, womp, womp. Dozens of airplanes, tankers, and the refueling tankers, the aerial reconnaissance, airborne reconnaissance, surveillance, intelligence airplanes, fighter jet escort in case the Iranians put their F-14s up in the air. My best girl, after we took in lots of news last night, my best girl said, we got to put on Maverick. We got to put on Top Gun Maverick, where they bombed the Iranian nuclear facility. They're using fighter jets and not B-2 bombers, but nevertheless, a lot of the details are actually the same in that movie as what we saw yesterday. Remarkable stuff. Now, the headlines from the news media, the New York Times, Iran had vowed to retaliate. Now it faces grim choices. See, the New York Times, they're rooting for Iran. They're not on our side. They're on Iran's side. Aren't they something? New York Times says, if it retaliates against the United States, it could face a major war that leads to its collapse or to years of instability, a fate like that of Iraq or Afghanistan. Nobody would wish that upon anyone. So we got that in the New York Times saying, if it retreats, accepting a ceasefire, it would be a shell of its former self. Listen, the New York Times is telling them to buck up and wage war against the United States. With its nuclear capacities crippled, its military depleted, and little leverage to negotiate for relief from debilitating sanctions. They have the commies in their corner, though. They have the communist Chinese and they have Putin and the commies and the Islamists, because they love murder. That's the thing about the commies and the Islamists. Murder is their game, and they love it each other. All right, now let's get to where did you say it was? 23. Number 23. Soundbite number 23. And that's Richard Stengel, wanker. What a clown is he? Now we have Caroline Glick. I see a number 17 as well. All right, let's go to this because remarkably, number 23. I was watching MSDNC, so that you don't have to. And they've got a fake reporter who's Melanie Zanona, rather. and she's MS-13 DNC.
For the most part, Republicans are lining up behind Trump's decision to launch these attacks on Iran. The leadership came out with
America's attacking Iran. Oh, poor Iran.
For Trump launching these strikes without seeking authorization or approval.
Blow all them motherfuckers up. Get rid of them. Andrew Jackson would just kill the enemy.
Operational security.
He was president in the 1820s.
Than anything I've seen in
a Democrat
for any military strike like this. But there were some interesting fun facts. Republicans, most but not all Republicans, lining up behind Trump to support him and the strike. Melanie Zanona on MS-13 DNC.
Now, there was some notification to leadership, to the congressional leadership before these strikes happened, but we are hearing that there was sort of different levels to that notification, and it did fall along party lines. For Republican leaders, they did get the notice before the bombs actually dropped, and for Democratic leaders, we're told that they were told after the bombs had dropped, but before it was announced publicly. So that has really caused some frustration here on Capitol Hill, and Trump is required to notify Congress within at least 48 hours of military action.
Well, notified him within an hour and a half of military action, so I guess it stays within the lines of what is allegedly required by the alleged War Powers Act, which may or may not be constitutional. But they informed the leadership, and only the leadership, of the Republican Party, and only the Republican Party on Capitol Hill, because they felt they could trust the Republican leadership on Capitol Hill. And they knew with 100% certainty that the moment they gave it to the Democrat leadership on Capitol Hill, that it would be all over the New York Times and MS-13 DNC. And so they did not tell the Democrats. And that is what we call operational security. That's how you maintain and I know this from my days at the Pentagon. Many years ago now, the line at the Pentagon always was, the moment you notify Capitol Hill, wink, wink, meaning the Democrats, it's public. Anytime you tell the Democrats on Capitol Hill, it's instantly made public, because 20 years ago and 2 days ago, they're not on our side. And so in order to maintain operational security, you must deny the information to the Democrats on Capitol Hill, the Chuck Schumers and Nancy Pelosi's and all of them. They will leak it. They will undermine the United States. They will endanger our troops. They will work for Iran or for Putin or for whoever it is that the United States is opposing. That's how you maintain operational security. You don't tell the Democrats.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hayden Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Late delays on 270, but this is now residual delays to our earlier crash. Southbound 270 at the lane divide. That crash has now been moved over to the safety zone. All your travel lanes reopened. Now the outer loop of the Beltway, heavy into Silver Spring. The crash is reported near University Boulevard, giving us a new slowdown as well. But check it out. Watch for a work zone set up DC 295. That's giving us slowdowns northbound and heading through Blue Plains. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch
Sunny and hot for the first of 3 days with temperatures above 100. Clear skies overnight, low 80.
Running a business, I've learned that every missed call is a missed opportunity. Before my team found Open Phone, it was chaos. Personal numbers for customer calls, missed messages, no visibility into who followed up or didn't. Now we've got a business phone system that keeps up. With Open Phone, our whole team can call and text from a shared number, assign follow-ups, and track every conversation with call transcripts and summaries. Best part, whether it's after hours or we're just busy, AI steps in to handle calls, answer customer questions, and capture leads. Our phones are covered 24/7, and we never miss a beat. Open Phone starts at just $15 a month, and they'll even port over your existing numbers for free. Over 60,000 businesses are using Open Phone, and now I get one. Try it out and get 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/radio. That's openphone.com/radio for 20% off. Open Phone. No
I
missed
would
calls,
get
no
in just as much trouble punching him as I would a good man.
Upgrade your ride with Bob Johnson Ford of Alaska's great deals. Through July 7th, get $5,000 off a massive selection of Super Duty and Transit vans. Visit BobJohnsonFord.com. Exclusions apply. See store for details.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta. You know, just because your teenager isn't taking steroids does not necessarily mean that they are free and clear of body image issues. Look, the world today is a lot different than when you and I were growing up. Our kids are
They don't know what to do with me.
pictures of pretty unrealistic bodies, men and women, and they're feeling pressure to look like the people they see online. According to a new study out of the University of Toronto, the use of 6 different dietary supplements intended for muscle building was associated with greater symptoms of something known as muscle dysmorphia. This included whey protein powder and creatine. Now, as a parent, keep your antenna raised for any signs that your teen doesn't see themselves the way that you or others see them. Any emotional distress, difficulty at school, or having a really rigid exercise routine. At some point, they might need you to step in and help. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
You want to grow your business. I mean, who doesn't? Constant Contact's marketing platform makes marketing way easier and way more effective. Even if you know nothing about marketing, you can easily create email, text, social, events, and digital campaigns in just a few clicks. It's why over 500,000 business owners trust Constant Contact for their digital marketing needs. Constant Contact, helping the small stand tall. Get a free 30-day trial when you go to ConstantContact.com. ConstantContact.com.
This is Malibu Apothecary, a real Spectrum business.
Having a reliable, fast internet service that can fit my budget is really great. We can all connect together and be on the same page.
Find internet that fits your budget at spectrum.com/business.
It's UFC International Fight Week, and while hotels in Vegas may be sold out, there's still one vacancy left. The lightweight title at UFC 317. Grab your own crown with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC. A new champ will be crowned for the vacant belt. Plus, the flyweight title is on the line in a high-stakes co-main event. New to DraftKings Sportsbook? Bet just $5 and score $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code HEART. That's code HEART for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms of responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. When you get hurt at work, Carruthers and Clough goes to work for you. They're researching, interviewing, gathering facts, and doing all they can to help you get back on your feet. They work and you recover. You can focus on getting healthy and returning to work because Carruthers and Clough are doing the hard work for you. Ask a friend, ask your family. Who would they call for help with workers' compensation? Carruthers and Clough. Go to nylawcc.com and contact Carruthers and Clough. We work, you recover.
WMAL, making sense of the forecast, because you never know what Mother Nature has in store. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Now, let me say this. I understand the ambivalence about dropping bombs on Iran. Iran is not Iraq. They're a big and mighty and powerful, longtime empire of a country. The truth is there are proxy armies in Yemen with the Houthis, and Lebanon with Hezbollah, and in Israel with Hamas. They've been pretty well snuffed by, particularly Hezbollah and Hamas, by Israel. They're kind of like Michael Corleone taking care of all family business, and Benjamin Netanyahu is the Michael Corleone figure in this. But Iran is the granddaddy of them all, of the radical Islamic jihadi threats, that Muslim Brotherhood and Egypt and the Iranians in the modern world, certainly. And they're the bad guys since 1979, when they were born of a war crime November 4th, 1979, overrunning the American embassy, taking.
I turned 18 in 79.
And that kind of got our relationship off on the current foot. And Iran, I was reminded, I was kicking back and forth over the weekend.
My sister JC's husband was in the Marine Corps when that was going on.
Argentina, and
Stationed in
murdered scores of
Okinawa.
people and injured hundreds because they couldn't stand the idea that Jews were shooting pool in Argentina. And they say, we should, maybe a truck bomb is just the
My
thing to do.
sister's husband.
Okay. And the Marine barracks
JC.
in Beirut in 1983. These are the bad guys. And now, that you got the Houthis and Hezbollah.
You got more to say there, daughter of
more-
truth, or
more-
what?
And here they are on the precipice, and you can debate about Tulsi Gabbard and who said what and what it means, and does that just mean that
I'm
they
going
have
to
to build
forewarn
it
you
in-
right now,
in the
daughter.
garage next door?
Billy's Angels are probably watching over me right now. I'm sure of it.
Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Here, I'll turn that down a minute. I like to listen to the news. Did you want to come up and visit me, daughter, on your own? Are you that fucking brave? Or are you afraid I thought you said you're never getting married. I remember that conversation with you so well. You despise marriage. You said you'd never get married, daughter of truth, and that's a fact, bitch. And you said you voted for Obama. I thought you said you're never getting married. Am I right? I remember that conversation with you so well. You despise marriage. It's not right. I'm waiting for the father of your children to show up. I think you guys are gonna roll this old fucking dude. I'm waiting for the father of your children to show up. I think you guys are gonna roll this old fucking dude. That's acid restreaming me. There's your content, Rum. Rum, you're looking to make a video. You need content. Here you go, right here. That's acid restreaming. There's your content, Rum. Rum, you're looking to make a video. You need content. Here you go, right here. You wouldn't say that to my face, bitch. I'd make you cry. I want to talk to your parents. You said your father's what? He's fucking from Sweden? He's Swedish or whatever? So he's big Aryan man, is he? There's Wiggins in my chat. Okay, there we go. We got her going. Did you want the link? Alicia, I'm thinking you should find somebody your own age that has money. There's Wiggins in my chat. Okay, there we go. We got her going. Did you want the link? I'm gonna have to turn you down, Acid. You should find somebody your own age. There, I'll turn him down. Dude.
That's not the case with the GOP incumbent agent Wood campaign with Lieutenant Governor hopeful John Reed, but nothing yet from gubernatorial candidate Winsome Earl Sears. The situation with Governor Glenn Youngkin still on the radar, as he told WMAL's O'Connor and Company.
I'm a loyal Republican. Just because I got a dust up or
You're funny, Wiggin.
person who may be a big deal.
What I got? Jehovah Witnesses coming to my door. No, good.
I can't worry about it. I just got to focus on all of us winning.
Scott Leland, WMAL, and WMAL.com.
An explosion in a propane gas grill on the back porch of a home on Helena Drive in Silver Spring Sunday afternoon caused a fire that burned through the roof, badly damaged the home. The elderly woman who lives there managed to escape with her dog, though her cat did die in the fire. The Dow is up 157 points. NASDAQ's up 74. Traffic and weather next.
Your phone has a lot of apps, but how many of them help you make sense of your world?
I timed your pal fucking Paul Bitch Life out, Wiggin.
And weather info to keep you in the know, all without having to remember yet.
Oh, Wiggin. Oh. Did they show your picture over at some chat I never went to? That's what you get for fucking cloning me and doing what you did with me. Fucking payback's a bitch. Now look at you. I can handle the fame, but you can't. So I'm not a greedy fucker like you are. You're a greedy motherfucker, Wiggin. You really are. You fear this panel. You're not man enough to come up here and talk to me one-on-one like a real man. You won't.
It was so embarrassing.
I'll let you up and you just fucking want to run your mouth and shit and think you ain't gonna have no discussion. Fuck you. If we were in a bar, I'd have fucking thrown you out the door already.
In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is.
I can back my words. I can talk the talk and I can walk the walk.
They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore.
I wasn't even in Sykes chat. Why you even got to bring my name up over there, Wiggin? You're crying about other people bringing your name up. What a fucking hypocrite you are. You are fucking hypocrite.
Everything there is over, but it's still extremely slow trying to get down to the.
Do you want to hear it?
It's pretty slow. New Hampshire Avenue around to Colesville Road.
Since you're here, you want to hear what a fucking hypocrite you are? You dumb fuck. This is solid gold. I couldn't write this script. Nobody could.
Stop saying.
Up here to let me get my say before those fuckers jumped up there and started cock-blocking me. Which
I didn't know what you're saying.
Yeah. On any stream I go to, I generally don't go to streams or up on panels. This is a.
I generally don't go to stream or up on panel. That's a lie. That's a fucking down outright lie. The fuck is the matter with you?
Very rare occurrence.
My turn.
And I came here to help you with these fuckers. But you know what? I'm going to let them take over your room because that's what they're going to do. They are going to take. They've already taken over your room. Look at it. It's all them, dude. And
dude, it's all them, dude.
Is you used to have more people in here.
So
and
fucking
these people are going to fucking destroy your room because nobody likes them. Nobody wants to hear their shit. All they do is talk gossip on people, fucking fuck with people, and none of them will turn their cam on. And nobody likes these fucking creeps. Nobody does.
Of course, he doesn't do
and
that.
All they do is bag on us because I tell the truth, man. I'm a Christian.
This is the point, Wiggin. You sat with Rusty when Rusty did that. You went along with it. She made you artwork and every fucking thing. So you're complicit. You did fucking same. You did it with her, with Logical of all fucking people. So fuck you, daughter of truth. That's right. I'm right. Wiggin, you sat there with her, with Rusty, and went along with it. I know, because I watched it.
I understand you probably not, but that's not the problem.
You forbidded me to even talk to her.
Truth where I find it, and nothing hurts a motherfucker worse than
you ain't winning shit.
Fucking truth. And that's
you haven't won nothing. What the fuck have you won?
They're
you
all
ain't won shit.
Of shit. And they all want something. What they want, look, man. They came in
and attacked
me in Elderverse.
They came in and attacked me in Elderverse.
I don't know.
Where the fuck is Elderverse? I never, right? That's something that IB2 called you and JC and all that shit when I fucking tried to stay out of JC's and you guys keep trying to coach me to come in there because there ain't nothing going on. You're fuck tired, Wiggin. Didn't you fucking get your ass up here and fucking come on up? Or are you afraid you're going to give me numbers? Is that the deal? I don't want to give you the views. Oh, you'll get the views. Oh, you're not worth my time. I don't even watch you when you're live. You're a lying fucker. And then you sit there and you review a fucking stream or whatever, like you fucking, I don't know, Siskel and Ebert or some shit. It's fucking pretty boring what you do. My turn. Let me play it.
Hear about it. You know what I mean? So a lot of IP2 people went over there, a lot of Aldi people, Q, a bunch of other.
Now, how would you know if you didn't go to them places?
Their fucking ass out of there. I have destroyed these motherfuckers over there.
Oh,
they tried to get into my stream.
Paranoia, the destroyer.
And everybody's kicked their fucking ass out except for this.
Hey, my little brown birds out there. Cool.
Yeah, Joe was not dropping the truth bomb on them today. But
here to let me get my say before those fuckers jumped up there and started cock-blocking me, which on any stream I go to. I generally don't go to streams or up on panels. This is a very rare occurrence, and I came here to help you with these fuckers, but you know what? I'm going to let them take over your room because that's what they're going to do. They are going to they've already taken over your room. Look at it. It's all them, dude. And what the guy was saying before is you used to have more people in here, and these people are going to fucking destroy your room because nobody likes them.
Why do you care? You don't go there into his room. Right? You're telling him not to let people in his room. Once again, you think you're fucking, I don't know what you think you are. You go to this guy's fucking panel.
Because I tell the truth, man. I'm a Christian. So is Alicia here.
You're a Christian.
I understand you're probably not, but that's not
with that avatar.
The problem is I tell the truth where I find it, and nothing hurts a motherfucker worse than YouTube than the fucking truth. And that's what all these douchebags are. They're all pieces of shit, and they all want something. What they want, look, man, they came in and attacked me in Elderverse. Where I come from is called Elderverse. I don't know if you hear about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So a lot of IP2 people went over there, a lot of Aldi people, Q, a bunch of other fucking people. Anyway, I ran their fucking ass out of there. I have destroyed these motherfuckers over there. They tried to get into my stream. They tried to get into JC's stream. They tried to get in all of our fucking streams, and everybody's kicked their fucking ass out except for this one faggot, Hayden. This old fucking.
Yeah, Joe was not dropping the truth bomb on them today.
But I'm up here to let me get my say before those fuckers jumped up there and started cock.
Just listen to it again.
On any stream I go to, I generally don't go to streams.
What a line fuck.
This is a very rare occurrence, and I came here to help you with these fuckers. But you know what? I'm going to let them take over your room because that's what they're going to do. They are going to. They've already taken over your room.
Psych, you're being attacked by Nukeru.
And what the guy was saying before is you used to have more.
You like my handle there? Because that's what she is, passed around.
Nobody likes
She's been bought and paid for fucking time and time again.
Gossip on people, fucking fuck with people, and none of them will turn their cam on. And nobody likes these fucking creeps. Nobody does. And all they do is bag on us because I tell.
But what about JC? You fucking stick up for JC, right? You attack her and then you stick up for her. And JC won't turn her camera. Is she part of that, Wigan? JC thinks I want her. She fucking turned it into drama with all her friends. She thought she was gonna have me up on her panel again. Oh, yeah, look at these two grumpy men. No, you got the wrong ones, JC. You're fucked up in the head, JC. I made you call fucking cops in my village and made an ass of yourself. You have no shame whatsoever. The Second Amendment kills. And then you lied again last night. When Justine came over, you told her you were born somewhere where you live there. Now you're saying again you were born in Ogdensburg. You told Justine you were born somewhere in Canada, whatever province. You're Ontario. I forget the name of the village or wherever the fuck it was. You were not born in Ogdensburg. You lie. Oh, I had a choice between my New York birth certificate, United States birth certificate, and the Canadian. No, you didn't. Why wouldn't you keep both documents? You can't. Oh, I renounced my U.S. citizenship. Pure fucking lie. It's a fucking pure lie. You're fucktard, JC. Nobody wants to scratch that shit. It's that people like fucking Colin C. Yeah, he's your man. If he can't do it, you know what? Wiggin can? What the fuck? The Cardinals are really sounding off, and there's my chipmunk out there. I got that fucker eating out of my hand. But it's hot out, and it's cool in my apartment. I'm going to have to go out and put my pot plants in the sun here in a minute.
Truth, man. I'm a Christian. So is Alicia here. I understand you're probably not, but that's not the problem. You know, the problem is I tell the truth where I find it, and nothing hurts a motherfucker worse than you to bend the fucking truth. And that's what all these douchebags are. They're all pieces of shit, and they all want something. What they want, look, man, they came in and attacked me in Elderverse. Where I come from is called Elderverse. I don't know if you hear about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of IP2 people went over there, a lot of Aldi people, Q, a bunch of other fucking people. Anyway, I ran their fucking ass out of there. I have destroyed these motherfuckers over there. They tried to get into my stream. They tried to get into JC's stream. They tried to get in all of our fucking streams, and everybody's kicked their fucking ass out except for this one faggot, Hayden. This old fucking.
Yeah, Joe. Joe was like dropping the truth bomb on them today.
Somebody pulled up out front. What the fuck's going on? Oh, the guy's gonna mow the yard, looks like.
No gatekeepers, no scripts, just unfiltered content and real conversations. Where independent voices speak freely. Choose an open internet and free expression. Download the Rumble app from your Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Choose rumble.com today. Sponsored by Rumble.
Trump country is booming. We're building, hiring, and winning in America because energy tax credits create jobs and put America first.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country. More production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers.
And America's comeback depends on American energy. President Trump, keep what works. Don't repeal energy tax credits. Learn more at builtforamerica.us. Paid for by Built for America.
And, you know, Iran had plotted and they got caught, and it was broken up, a conspiracy to assassinate Donald Trump, along with the Democrats. A lot of Democrats have been trying to do that too. All right, now let's go to some audio because I want to share with you. First of all, President Trump on Saturday night came out from the White House, and he was flanked by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, the four of them at the White House. President Trump.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the three key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror.
Yes. The world's #1 state sponsor of terror. President Trump Saturday night addressing the nation. We got Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She is just there. These people are mental dwarves. She shouldn't be in Congress. She wouldn't be a good bartender either. She should maybe be a greeter. at Natanz, maybe at Natanz. And a great Todd Stearns from Fox News tweeted, and it's the first thing I made note of. Michael Piercy can tell you. Perfect operational security, no leaks, because they don't have Alexander Vindman in there, traitorous, treasonous, treacherous Democrat that he is. Now his brother is a member of Congress, just like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. But Todd Stearns tweeted, not a single leak. Well done, SecDef. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez retweeted that, and she added, this is like applauding a grown man for being able to wipe their behind. Why does it always go there? We got this, I think they're obsessed, the scatological stuff of the Democrat Party. And she continues, not exactly a vote of confidence. What, perfect operational security is not a vote of confidence? And, you maintain perfect operational security by not telling Democrats on Capitol Hill. That's the secret to operational security. Don't tell AOC. Don't tell Chuck Schumer. Don't tell Hakeem Jeffries. And you can maintain operational security. But AOC, and again...
So, Wiggin, you approve of the job Logical is doing. Wishing death on all those people he doesn't even know. Jew hating. You're okay with that. You're okay with Whippermantle. Things didn't go quite right with you with Acid Trip. You see how he's come around. Even if he has a relapse, all right? Yeah. I ain't done nothing to piss him off. As a matter of fact, I made a laugh. He thinks I'm smarter than you are, Wiggin. Acid Trip. I want to see you do a push-up, Wiggin. I want to see you do 10 push-ups. I bet you'd be winded. That Guitar Jay sat up there and said I was winded when I walked up on the porch on the bike that morning. You couldn't handle it. I fucking breathe fire up your ass, Wiggin. You'd love me when I'm fucking stupid drunk.
Swing protesters, no match for the Eden Pure thunderstorm.
Commercial.
And those smells will disappear in just a few seconds.
Yeah, you coming back? Did you want to come up on my panel? Just post. All you got to do what Gotti does. Just type the word link. I see the word link. Yeah, I need to post it.
Clean, fresh air. All you have to do is go to
JC has hers pinned. She's sitting there begging for people to be on her panel all day long, all night long. She got Monica up there talking about her keto diet. Oh, keto. Keto is short for ketoacidosis. It's a medical condition.
All right, I've got a great deal coming up for you. President Trump, his address to the nation, and then the reactions began. And now there is a great deal of hand-wringing and consternation. I will share that with you as well.
There's only one Chris.
Now, where was I?
5.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Sponsored by Reddit. Join millions of Trust Rumble's top live streaming personalities to break down the news that matters.
Yeah, just post the word link.
Catch the full video replay on demand with zero censorship. Download the Rumble app from your Apple Play.
JC has her link pinned because she just.
Thousands of creators covering everything.
She said it the other day. She was bored. She thought she was going to have 3 of us up on her panel.
Choose rumble.com today.
There he is again. Fuck it. What'd you do? Come back to get timed out again? Because that's all I'm going to do to you is I'm just going to reach down there and time your fucking dumb ass out, Paul, because you're an idiot. You have nothing to say that I want to hear. You're irrelevant. Now, Wolfie and Zenny, they have a say. But, they stay away. Hey. Zenny's got her own panel.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall.
That's why she trusts Granger's world-class supply chain.
Now you have to go through the trouble, switch the account, and come back again.
Production line, for equipment, and for customers, happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done. Thumbtack presents.
Wiggy, how can you be a Christian when you using the Grim Reaper?
Furrowed brow, and my mind was racing. I wondered who would be left standing when the droplets fell, me or the clogged sink.
You shouldn't you have a picture of Jesus Christ with a cross holding the earth?
Why am I stressing? I have thumbtack.
Oh, you're a warrior out here. That's right. Oh yeah, you're a YouTube chat warrior. Okay.
Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
The Putting on Airs podcast is half redneck. Half Bosch.
I'm getting weak, Wiggin. I'm fucking gonna be 64 at the end of this year. It's coming fast.
Hi, I'm Vince Gallaudet, host of the Vince Show and Vince Podcast.
What's your problem, Wiggin? Let me tell you what your problem is. You covet thy neighbor. You're not a Christian because you covet me. Let's get right to the Bible. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor. And even though you're in California, we're fellow citizens.
Spectrum Business keeps real businesses like Rise Bakery connected. As a business owner, my Spectrum services help simplify my life.
Charlie did the right thing.
It's easier knowing that we've got a reliable connection. And it helps our business just run really smoothly. Even though our techniques are very ancient, we rely just as heavily on technology. Spectrum allows my business to go from surviving to thriving.
Keep your business running smoothly with Spectrum Internet.
I don't even care what you say.
Restrictions apply.
Like, yeah, Paul, and go away. Go get Terry B to open his chat, and you guys can fucking fix something.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Take your malware somewhere else, Paul. It's not going to work here.
At Bob Johnson Ford of Alaska, everyone gets employee pricing. Save big on your next Ford till July 7th. No secret.
Oh, you're so funny. Oh, wait, you want me to wear your patch? You're demanding that I wear your patch, and I won't do it, and you're mad. It's that fucking simple. Did you want to come up and visit me or no? Post the word link, and I'll post the link. If not, and you're just a side chatter, and you don't matter right now. And this ain't Jarl Wiggins' room. No. This is We the People's room. Great American Chat. Something you're not. So fuck you, Wiggin. You want me mad? I fucking told you not to do it. And I just been waiting for the right time. And now that I've been streaming for over a year, fuck you. What are you gonna do? Make me quit?
Stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only.
Let me check my battery. I might have to plug this fucker in. Got a piece of pot in my mouth. Sorry, Wiggin, you're wrong. And he created that after the fact. After I got mad at Rusty for doing what she was doing, and got my mother's picture, drawing a cock to her mouth. Rusty, I'm sure your mother sucked cock. How'd you come about? Somebody fucking scrogged her. Rusty.
This was life altering, and if I can do it, I feel like anybody can do it.
Wiggin, why even go to Sykes Chat? Gotti asked me to go there a couple of times. Wanted me to go there.
Recommend the LifeMD program to anyone who wants to lose weight. Get started right now at trylifemd.com. That's
Wasn't the right time. Why even go there? And you sit there and you say you don't go to chat. This isn't normal. Yeah, you do. You followed the fucking IP people all over the fucking place. You want to come up and raise your voice to me? Is that what you want to do? I'll let you come up and make an ass of yourself if you want.
Right now, let's go back to the telephones. Let's go to Jason, calling from Kensington, Maryland. Jason, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Been to Kensington, Maryland.
Hey, Chris, how you going, mate?
Just great, just great. How about
Hey,
you?
listen to that accent.
Not too bad. I heard that the long-term plan is that Trump actually had his eye on a golf course in Iran, and he's already put the first 3 holes in.
First 3 holes already, a new Trump golf course in Iran. 3 holes ready to go.
But isn't it sad that the success of the mission was contingent on the Democrats not knowing about it? It's pretty sad.
It is.
A new golf course in Iran.
I made note of that, too.
They're Persians.
Again, I was having involved myself as a reporter for many years with the Pentagon and military actions. Operational security is paramount from a military perspective, certainly. And the key is, and what we learned from MSDNC is that the Republican leadership in Congress, they were made aware before the strikes.
I used to talk about MSNBC all the time. Fucking Al Sharpton.
Right? What does that tell you, Jace?
Tells you that they're not on your side, and they may as well be the terrorists.
And they may as well be the terrorists, and it really does that they would betray us in a heartbeat. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez mocking a reporter for talking about OPSEC.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM Woodbridge, Cumulus Media Station, making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now. WMAL News at 10:30. Good morning. I'm John Matthews. Israel is.
Well, I might as well tell you now, Wiggins, since you're in my chat. That was me, M&M, in your chat. You can't handle it. You can't handle it. I cloned that. The one that, Jeff Holler and his little fucking games that you fucking Daughter Truth and all you guys fucking play with the guy. Holy fucking sophomoric if he can be one. What's the matter, Daughter of Truth? Huh? Yeah. I had a little bit of help, so I got to give a big thanks out to Alpesh Patel. And I'll get that virgin, something you'll never have. Every girl you've been with has been no virgin. You've never had a virgin, Wiggin. I guarantee it. The mother of your firstborn was not a virgin. I'll guarantee it. Wiggin, why'd you even go to Sykes' chat? Now, probably I'm going to pick the right time and I'm going to go there. I get to be me.
RogerRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Potential record-breaking heat today with a high of 101. It is 91 at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of your money, the state of the economy, the ability to afford your life.
You like the title of my chat?
Weekdays at noon. The kind of thing I pay attention to. I'm looking at News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense.
Wow, Wiggin, logical, being a little mean to fucking Charlie, ain't he? What the fuck? What are you gonna do about that boy? You approve his work? You're a Christian and you like that kind of artwork? Wiggin, there's something wrong with you, boy. All right. You said it. You approve of Logical's work. What? That he can program robots and spam a chat.
Owning a small business means you wear many hats, but sometimes you really need an extra pair of hands. Upwork is how big companies find their trusted freelance talent. With more than 2 decades.
Yeah, let me read what you said.
The simple and ambitious goal of pioneering a better way of working. Companies at every stage turn to Upwork to get things done and find.
They got Acid's restreaming me, but I got them turned down because then I hear it. He's finally appreciating passed around handle.
You can register, browse freelancer profiles, and get help drafting a job post or even book a consultation. From there, you connect with
Yeah, admit it's
freelancers
funny,
that
Wigan.
and can easily hire
Yeah,
them to take your
so
business to the next level.
it's okay for you to take a dig, but I can't. Bullshit. You accuse me of shit I wasn't do. You accuse me of shit that you yourself would do. That's why you did that.
Need a work truck you can count on?
I'd still like to know why are you missing all them teeth? What happened?
Get $5,000 off a massive selection of Super Duty and Transit vans. Visit Bob Johnson.
Too much coke? Your teeth turned fucking black and shit. You had to have them pulled.
Tariff-free clothing with American Giant. They aren't affected by tariffs because their clothing products never left the U.S. Get 20% off.
Did you see me with my clone coming in saying that my wart is inflamed?
WMAL, making sense of the roads, because traffic doesn't always follow the path. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
And then the Washington Times has the appropriate headline today: World on High Alert.
Got a surprise for you, Wigan.
Destroys Iran nuclear sites. Now, the world's a dangerous place, and Iran is a dangerous regime, and they have been since 1979, when the Islamic Revolution...
No spider bite. I got a red mark right there. Oh, it's just a blemish, skin blemish.
The American embassy personnel in...
These all have a bunch of fucking wrinkles.
That went on for 400...
Queen T say, oh, look at the red spot on his face. Well,
1979 ended January 20th. The day that Ronald Reagan was inaugurated president, January 20th, 1981. And they decided it'd be a really good idea to let the remaining
I was just in the
American
Navy
hostages go, because Ronald Reagan wasn't kidding. And they were fine with Barack Obama, who funded them. And Barack Obama gave the green light to everything the Iranians were doing with enriching uranium and spinning centrifuges and building underground nuclear facilities that inspectors couldn't get to. And Barack Obama lied to us about it, and John Kerry, both Democrats, lied to us about it. And they really set the table for the danger that has been looming for so long now, with Iran working on an arsenal of nuclear weapons and a ballistic missile program that would allow them to deliver those nuclear weapons, not just to Israel, but beyond, as the range of their ballistic missiles expanded and expanded. All right. Amazing stuff. In the meantime, Democrats are talking about impeaching President Trump because they're not on our side. Boy, are they not on our side. And again, I just shared with you
You're the one who went there. I didn't go there.
As she's talking about a tweet by a Fox News person saying, wow, amazing operational security. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez attacked Todd Stearns for noting the operational security. And as Jason just...
So what? You think you're a wizard?
Kensington, one of our great friends. As Jason just...
What a fucking hypocrite.
It's really sad that we live in a world where maintaining operational security means not telling...
What a goddamn motherfucking hypocrite you are.
You know that they
you
will
and that
betray
scraggly
our country
fucking
again.
beard.
You know that they will do it in a heartbeat. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is one very unintelligent example of that. This is like applauding a grown man for being able to wipe their behind, not exactly a vote of confidence. Well, you know, you guys are you're the spies in the organization. You're spying for radical Islamists. You're spying for the parent company of Hezbollah and Hamas and the Houthis. You guys are on the side of the death cult that is radical Islam. And then Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
You like my pink brush?
The president's disastrous decision to bomb Iran without authorization is a grave violation of the Constitution. No, it's not. And congressional war powers. No, it's not. He has impulsively risked launching a war that may ensnare us for generations. We're already involved in a multi-generational war with radical Islam. It started on September 11th. 2001.
I'm going
it
to stroke
actually
your
started
tiny
before
balls with
the
this.
hostages, and Iran blowing up the Marine barracks in Beirut in 1983. Never mind that. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez continues. It is absolutely and clearly grounds.
Hey,
for
Wiggin, I have
impeachment.
something you don't.
She should be impeached. Let's start impeaching her now. Let's start removing her from Congress now.
You know, I ate when I was a waitress and a bartender, and I eat as a member of Congress. It's called a job.
She doesn't like working very much.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez,
explains
boy,
the
she's a
stuff
winner.
Stuck in her teeth, like Bernie Sanders. That's your Democrat.
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties. They cut him off.
As Secretary of Defense, as Secretary of State, flanking him, and the president addressed the nation.
Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally
It's like
obliterated.
Velcro.
Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
Be far greater and a lot easier. Their nuclear facilities obliterated. I went to MSDNC.
Par
I was
four.
watching some MSDNC this weekend, and they have a fraud, a charlatan, who is a former Time magazine fake journalist, a Democrat hack, who then dropped everything to go to work in the Barack Obama State Department, along with the ABC.
You know, Alicia, you really don't have any room to talk. You don't know anything about my private life. But you got yours right up here. I'm a bachelor. I'm also your father's age, probably older than your father. I don't know. I probably am older than your father. You talk to your dad like that? Alicia, remember when you were talking on Dougie's stream and that, and you were talking about how you didn't get along with your mother, and she was this and she was that. Remember how you disparaged your own mother on Dougie's chat? You went into JC's chat. JC gave you a wrench that day because you didn't know what was going on because you're a dumb bitch. You're still a dumb bitch. I've been with women way better than you. And I have women in my life way better than you. Unlike you and the others, I turn my computer off. I take a break. Fuck you. You're an idiot. All right, you're just a fucking, you've been passed around again. Waiting, someday you won't get passed around. Yeah, because you can't take it. You guys all got to stick up for each other. Y'all fight each other's battles. Y'all pick to fight. It's you're the gang mentality, Wiggin. You have a lot of nerve going into that guy's chat. Oh, Gotti and Rusty, they're going to take over. Well, that's exactly what you're trying to do. Fucking hypocrite.
Around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue.
It will not continue. Now, I mean, again, these guys have been the bad guys since I was a teenager, and they took over the American embassy in Tehran. Bad guys, hostage takers, murderers, terrorists. They're the bad guys everywhere you look. And I'll tell you, I mentioned this a month ago, 6 weeks ago. I was at Newsmax, and I encountered the Iranian crown prince in exile, Reza Pahlavi, the son of the Shah of Iran, the late and deposed Shah of Iran. abandoned by Jimmy Carter and the Democrats, which set the stage for the Iranian Revolution, which set the stage for where we are today because of Jimmy Carter's ineptitude and incompetence. We abandoned our ally, height of the Cold War, and while the Shah may not have been the nicest sweetheart in the world, he was better than every
bury you,
available
Wiggin.
alternative, as I think we should now acknowledge. But the son of the Shah, Reza Pahlavi, is the Iranian crown
When I
prince
catch up
in
to
exile,
Patrick
Reza
Rowe, I'm
Pahlavi,
going to bury him.
who I met and had a very nice conversation with a while back at Newsmax. And Reza Pahlavi now on Al Gore's Amazing Internet with a tweet saying, I have a direct message to Ali Khamenei. Step down. That's Reza Pahlavi today, framing his appeal as a final ultimatum to the Iranian supreme leader. At Newsmax, my title is Supreme Leader. I've adopted the title Supreme Leader. I didn't even adopt it. It was given to me. It was bestowed upon me. But I'm the Supreme Leader now in the Washington Bureau, at least at Newsmax TV. And Reza Pahlavi, the crown prince in exile of Iran, and nice man, smart man, and good family, and he could do a lot worse. He added, first of all, I have a direct message for Ali Khamenei, step down. And he said, and if you do, you will receive a fair trial and due process of law. Well, that's throwing down right there, isn't it? That's the gauntlet. Man, that's big stuff. And I actually met Reza Pahlavi once decades ago when I was living in Santa Barbara too. Much of his family relocated to Santa Barbara and to Montecito. And yes, sir. A lot of stuff going on in this world. Yes, sir. And this is great. Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, has tweeted to CNN. CNN published phony news, and Caroline Leavitt tweeted at them, this is fake news. The White House made bipartisan courtesy calls to congressional leadership and spoke to Senator Schumer before the strike. Now, I've got NBC News reporting this, so NBC and CNN both reported this is great. So listen, we have an update now. I want to play because Caroline Leavitt is updating. So let's go to that MSNBC cut that we played earlier where they reported this. They made this claim.
Republican leaders, they did get the notice before the bombs actually dropped. And for Democratic leaders, we're told that they were told after the bombs had dropped, but before it was announced publicly.
Now, that's what MS-13 reported on LSD, MSDNC. Caroline Leavitt said to a CNN story, this is fake news. The White House made bipartisan courtesy calls to congressional leadership and spoke to Senator Schumer before the strike. Representative Jeffries could not be reached until after, but he was briefed after. Please retract. So apparently they did let Schumer know, and they say they tried to let Hakeem Jeffries know, who's a virulent anti-Semite. So you got to be a little bit hesitant about that. So CNN reporting this, that it's the Democrat Party talking point, and you find it at MS-13, DNC, and beyond. But the CNN headline
that bag
is Trump administration briefed top Republicans before Iran strikes, but not some Democrats. Or whatever they didn't brief some Republicans either. So that's kind of a stupid. And then they have a correction now. The story has been updated to make clear Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer was called before the strike, not after, as initially reported. And as MSDNC reported as well, the news media can't be trusted to hold your lunch, honestly. President Trump on Saturday night filling in the American people on what was going on.
I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight. and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so.
Those magnificent men and their flying machines. And it's all true, of course. The New York Times says, well, some women have been trained to fly B-2s also. Why don't you talk about them? Like, you guys don't even know what women are. So pack it up. Tuck it away. Get out of the room. President Trump on Saturday night.
I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days.
And the headlines today, again, world on high alert, because Iran is the number one terrorist on the planet Earth. So you've got, and the Washington Post has given Iran a map of locations where they can find American forces close to them. And the Washington Post is acting as a foreign agent for the Iranian Revolution, the Islamic Revolution. Just extraordinary. Our news media. You know, this June 24th, that is tomorrow, marks the 3-year anniversary of Roe v. Wade being overturned by the United States Supreme Court. But here's something you may not know. It's been reported that abortion numbers in the United States have actually surged to a 10-year...
Remember that night when you had a fight and you went and opened your own stream and I come in there? I don't have a problem with you, Billy.
Listen, today
I don't have a problem with you. And then, you know, after the junk wore off, you fucking thought better. Geez, I need my $100 today. Right? And you fucking started laughing at his stupid jokes. And you want to see my fly swatter? Hey, I bought some fly strips. I got one hanging. There's a few flies on it. You notice there's no flies landing on me? It's hot outside right now. We're not even, we're just starting summer. What's the matter, daughter of truth? You can't handle my cloning, can you? And my trolling. Trolling and cloning go together, right? A clone is whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be another person. It could just be somebody named Angela. Nobody knows. I'm glad I don't have to fight to hide my identity. Hey, friggin' Angela. There she is. I wasn't mean. I just... My nephew, his girlfriend's name is Angela, and she's from Massachusetts, and she just had a baby. So Scotty's he's a father again. He's got another boy. So I probably 2 months old now. Shut up, Wiggin. Wiggin, you're a fucktard. You get your head out of your ass, pal. You know, you're not dealing with excuse my vacant stare or all them other ones. You're the one. You went to Q's chat. You went to Sykes chat. You said, "Oh, I don't do this very often." You're a fucking lying son of a bitch. You and your little girlfriend. She's been passed around. At first, she was all chummy with fucking Jeffy. I was hoping Jeffy's life was going to improve, but too bad you lost out to Wiggin on that, Jeff. I thought you and Alicia made a cute couple. You made a nice father to her 4 illegitimate kids. Fuck you, Alicia. Stick your nose in my business. You did it with Baba Yaga. That dumb fucker says the humans we're polluting the earth. We need to move to Mars. What a dumb fucker. They believe that shit. That's like, you might as well believe the earth is flat, you stupid fuck. You got mad at fucking Logical over his flat earth shit, Baba Yaga, but you believe in the nonsense that we're polluting the earth and we need to fucking move to Mars. JC, you're such a fucking idiot. And that fucker sat there, Baba Yaga, and JC up on JC's piano saying when he dies, his brain's going to be donated to science.
AMD symptoms to look out for are distortion or warping of straight lines, as well as blurred or
Alicia, you should be with the father of your children. That's where you should be. You shouldn't be talking, doing, you know. All right, you should be with the father of your children. That's just me, though. I mean, that's the way I see it. It ain't no big deal that you and him are together. Big fucking deal. Who the fuck what? Is that going to stop the war? Because we are at war. What's the matter, Wiggin? Huh? I got you bet right over, Wiggin. I got my hands on your fucking hip bones and I'm fucking pounding. Fuck you. Hey, you guys ain't got no place to really go in the morning because Vegas is fucking. I go in there and all I got are robots and and Wiggins proud of the work Logical does, but Billy spams. Hey, there's mailman.
You've got limited time left. Start talking about it to change your life. Man, it might change the world if we get enough of this out there. God bless you.
See, there you go. You talk about other now. You wonder. Now, do you wonder why people troll you now, Alicia? Now you know why them other girls fucking laugh at you and shit and do what they do. Right? You guys were all in them other chats that I don't go to. I didn't go to. I didn't spend any time in there. But you guys all drag it into these chats. You better pay up because it's not true. Wiggin, I figure you could have better taste in women, but I guess you don't.
Getting you through your morning, making sense of Washington, asking some very specific questions, some legitimate questions.
Yeah, Miss Fear of the Soul, she's got her chat thing going.
Because there's plenty to break down here. O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Mornings from 5 to 9. News Talk.
I gotta get a new phone just for backup.
I was choosing alcohol over my family. That's what I made.
Look at you. Why are you even in my chat, Daughter of Truth? You got Wiggin, you got, you know what I mean? You got a nice life to live, you know. You go spend time with Chelsea. Or is she at work? Daycare. State daycare. Daughter? Look what an ass you're making of yourself. I'm not even your man. Why are you getting on my case? I ain't got nothing to do with you. We don't chat. You did say in your chat that time when you had a fight with the curmudgeon there, old Jarla. Yeah, I don't have any problems with you, Billy. You lied right through your teeth.
Social media, because big tech can't be trusted.
Yeah. Hey, you're getting paid, right, Alicia? As long as you're getting paid, that's all that matters.
The Communist Party voted.
I don't get paid. The only thing I get paid in is if people come into my chat. That's the only payment I get. Ain't no money going into my hand.
By the name of Frank Marshall Davis.
Fuck you, Wiggin.
And the Communist Voting CIA director.
People have made money off of this right here.
DNC this morning, coming out to undermine the United States of America.
Unfortunately, I think this is Bibi Netanyahu and the Israelis that convinced Trump
to
disregard the position of the U.S. intelligence community and to basically move forward and to try to destroy the nuclear program. But again, no indication at all that there was any imminent threat or that the Iranians were, in fact, moving forward with their plans to fabricate a nuclear warhead.
Yeah, and if you believe him, Now, I went to the British House of Commons, and the British House of Commons, they have a library there. October 4th of 2024, just last year, the British House of Commons writing on the status of Iran's nuclear programming. They say programming, they're English. They said, the British House of Commons said, since May 2019, however, Iran has continued to violate the terms of the JCPOA. That agreement, Barack Obama, it has lifted the cap on its stockpile of uranium, which is now 30 times the level permitted by the JCPOA, increased its enrichment activities to 60%, significantly beyond the 3.67% permitted under the JCPOA. Yeah. Aren't they amazing? So, wait a minute, 60% purity, you're only allowed to enrich to 3%, 3.6%. Now it's at 60%, it's nuclear weapons ready. They violated everything. And John Brennan is a psychopathic liar, a fraud, and he tampered in our 2020 election by lying about the Hunter Biden laptop and the reporting on it.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. The State Department is sounding the alarm for Americans following the U.S. action on Iran.
The State Department just issued what is called a shelter-in-place order for Americans in Qatar. There are up to as many as 15,000 Americans there, and this, of course, comes as the Iranian regime now says that Americans anywhere in the Middle East are legitimate targets for them. Here's what it says. Out of an abundance of caution, we recommend American citizens shelter in place until further notice. The Department of State advises U.S. citizens worldwide to exercise increased caution.
Fox News' Gillian Turner. After bombing Iraq, President Trump is setting his sights now on a congressional Republican who opposed his actions.
Congressman Thomas Massey's opposition to the One Big Beautiful Bill Act and the Trump administration's strikes on Iran have led to the launching of
Iraq
by President Trump's political team to unseat the Kentucky Republican. Massey on X, saying the president, quote, declared so much war on me today, it should require an act of Congress. The president referring to Massey as a negative force who almost always votes no, no matter how good something may be. Massey has won several primary challenges in the past by double digits. Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
There's been a court victory for Kilmar Abrego Garcia, but it may not amount to much.
A Tennessee judge has ordered his release from jail while he awaits his trial on smuggling charges. In a 51-page ruling, the judge says the federal government failed to support its argument that Garcia should be detained for public safety. A hearing is set for Wednesday in Nashville to discuss the conditions of his release. Federal prosecutors previously said ICE officials would take Garcia into ICE custody should a judge order his release.
Guys that are
The
Iraq.
government has also filed an appeal against this order. Garcia has pleaded not guilty to the human smuggling charges.
7 News' Adriana Hopkins. Prince William County homeowners who live beside the planned Digital Gateway data center project are getting their day in court.
The judge in the trial has made 2 decisions so far, both favoring the homeowners. The first denying a defense motion from the data center developers to toss the case altogether. The second ruling that the plaintiffs do have standing, given that the homeowners live in close proximity to the proposed.
Hey, Wiggin, remember how you used to brag how you created Billy Hayden? All happy it was in your chat. Of course, he's welcome there. You know, I come in with handles and make people laugh.
Led to one team being shot.
Yeah.
This is some places around here. Consider some.
I don't attack people. I never spam your chat. Now look at you.
To expand the city's youth curfew after violence in areas like Navy Yard and the Wharf. Currently,
Your girlfriend's all fucking wound up. Am I the new JT now or what? Alicia, you giving up on JT? Now you're going to come after the big guns? Huh? You want some of that right there, do you?
The bill goes before the DC Council on July 1st.
7 News, Adriana
I wouldn't touch you with JT's dick.
Rose a dime the past week to $3.18 a gallon. That according to Gas Buddy.
You can create shit.
Less the average for both DC and
The only thing you created is a fool of yourself like what you're doing right now. I guarantee you certain people are fucking laughing.
But how many of them
help you make sense of your world. The new WMAL app gives you the latest headlines, perspective from the voices you trust.
Only you were proud of that.
You in the know, all without having to remember yet another password.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Stream your favorite.
You had to use my image, Wiggin, to get noticed in those chats you went to. You brag about. You went into all them other chats you knew that I didn't go to. You didn't see me in there. And then you tell this guy the other night, you don't know, I don't normally come into chats or go up on panels. You're a lying fucker.
Select major appliances and get an additional 10% off 2 or more select major.
Sorry, Wiggin.
These deals are coming in hot. Lowe's, you help, you save. Valid through 7
I mean, you laugh at your own jokes. And it's not even funny. You know, I mean, I have a sense of humor. You don't. You don't. You don't. You get mad because I think of things you don't think of.
With American Giant, they aren't affected by tariffs because their clothing products never left the U.S. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code STAPLE20.
And I don't think Alicia has Cherokee in her.
I mean, who doesn't? Constant Contact's marketing platform
No.
makes marketing way easier.
I don't think she has Indian blood in her.
Even if you know nothing about marketing, you can
No.
easily create email, text, social,
Bullshit.
events, and digital campaigns in just a few clicks. It's why over 500,000 business owners trust
You
Constant.
can't handle your booze, I can tell you that, Alicia. It's why I call you a lush. It's why I call you passed around. If I can get a couple drinks in you and just fucking, as long as it feels good. Look at you.
Southbound after 118 in Germantown, the construction blocks the right lane. Just a brief delay as you see over to the left.
You're not half Apache. You're not Apache. No, you're not.
Delaying the ride along the right-hand side of the roadway.
No, you're not.
Following now the interloop northbound, very heavy and slow from
No, you're not.
Pike up to the George Washington.
You know what? If I come on here, and I would, if I was still me,
Very slow from
I'd prove it. I'd come on if I wouldn't just say if I was actual, I'd prove it.
Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 740.
Now, Native Americans, they have identifications in that when they're born in that, and their birth certificates are registered. So I should be able, wherever you were born, I should be able to go to the Indian reservation there. That's Apache, and your name should be in vital statistics, right? You're not part Apache. No. I am a heavy hitter. That's why you're in my chat. I thought you banned me from your chat. Why are you in my chat? I'm not welcome in your chat. Why are you in my chat?
Until 2030. And so Trump's decision to tear up that agreement and to abandon it, the Iranians were adhering to it. The United States was not. So unfortunately, I think the Trump administration has decided to go forward with Bibi Netanyahu's plans to do as much damage as possible inside of Iran.
The Jews. He's blaming the Jews. Is he going to run for D.C. city councilor or something? He said, we might break a heat record in Washington, D.C. today. I assume the Democrats are going to blame the Jews. It's going to be hot. Like Trayon White, our D.C. city councilman. He blamed, who was it? The Jews for snow in Washington. Now a heat record, that's got to be them too. But that was John Penitentiary Face Brennan, the Communist Party voting CIA director, Democrat Party. They hate us all. And I went because this is what I do for a living. I can do this quickly. The Parliament out of the United Kingdom, the UK, the House of Commons, they have a library, and I was naturally reading the UK Parliament, House of Commons library, and the story that they produced on Friday, the 4th of October of 2024. So not a year ago, but, a while ago. And isn't that amazing? And the headline research briefing, what is the status of Iran's nuclear program and the JCPOA, also known as the JCPOS, but that is just its nickname. How is Iran's nuclear program developing, and are talks still on the table? Again, October of 2024. And reading through the document, it's quite interesting. I think John Brennan should read this. He would be less corrupt and less stupid, but it's his goal to be more stupid and more corrupt because he's a communist who votes for Gus Hall, the Communist Party candidate for president of the United States, and then becomes Barack Obama's chief advisor on terrorism, and then becomes Barack Obama's CIA director, and then corrupts the 2020 presidential election by lying about the Hunter Biden laptop along with 50 other corrupt intelligence and pseudo-intelligence people. But here is the British House of Commons, the Commons Library. The Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, parenthetically JCPOA, or Iran nuclear deal, is an agreement reached in 2015 between Iran, the UK, China, France, Germany, Russia, and the US. The P5+1. Remember P5+1? You people are just ridiculous. And the plan of the JCPOA was to limit Iranian nuclear, the Iranian nuclear program, in exchange for sanctions relief. And the Democrats gave them all the sanctions relief.
Everybody probably already knows that any wrench you see in my chat is me. There's no other wrenches. I'm the only wrench. So like that Jarl Wiggin with the wrench, that's me cloning his dumbass. He's mad. Don't get mad, get even. Aerosmith.
Okay. Is that a gender transition? Because with Democrats, it usually is. That's when they use the word transition.
Welcome to Elderverse.
And all remaining nuclear-related sanctions against Iran.
I guess I was part of it.
The UN Security Council Resolution 2231, including restrictions on ballistic missiles and sensitive technologies, expired 2023. Now, listen to this. Here's the British, the House of Commons. The status of the Iranian nuclear programming. They say programmy and not program because they're English, you know. But here's what they write, the House of Commons. Since May 2019, however, Iran has continued to violate the terms of the JCPOA agreement.
If I get this
it has
fucker
lifted
going,
the cap on its stockpile of uranium, meaning they have more than is allowed under the JCPOA terms of quantity, which is now 30 times the level permitted by the JCPOA. Just 30 times, not twice as much or 3 times as much, 30 times as much. They have increased its enrichment activities. Iran has increased its enrichment activities to 60%. They're enriching uranium to 60% purity, significantly beyond the 3.67% permitted under the JCPOA. So wait a minute, their uranium, they've got 30 times as much uranium as they're allowed to have. They're enriching to 60% purity when the agreement says 3.6% purity permitted under the JCPOA. Iran has also expanded its enrichment capabilities and resumed activity at nuclear facilities that were previously prohibited under the terms of the deal. The International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, says that it has been prevented from satisfactorily monitoring Iran's nuclear activities since February of 2021. Wow, isn't that amazing? What happened in January 2021? Oh, Joe Biden became president. He was inaugurated. And then in early 2023, the IAEA also reported the discovery of particles of uranium enriched to 83.7% purity, although subsequently accepted Iran's explanation that for the materials, weapons-grade uranium is enriched to 90%, and it takes from 60% to 90%. That's a short walk, and what they're allowed 3.6%, but they're up to 60% purity by way of their enrichment. And as soon as Joe Biden became president, they just ignored it altogether. And they're not allowing the IAEA to go in and inspect. And they have 30 times the amount of uranium they're allowed to have. And they have 60% purity when they're allowed 3.6% purity. And the Democrats shrug and say, so what? Because of their mental dwarfism. Isn't that amazing? That estimates of breakout time do not account, however, for the technological capability and time required to build a deliverable nuclear warhead, which has been estimated to be 1 to 2 years. Yeah, but not once you have your uranium enriched to 60% already. They're rushing it through and they're building weapons. Here's the bottom line. They're lying.
I'm grinning at how fucking slow it is.
And they're terrorists, radical Islamic jihadi terrorists, lunatics.
Wiggin and his girlfriend left, and I never timed them out.
The Iranian people should make sure that they go. Isn't that amazing?
I timed Paul out, though. Beach life.
U.S. intelligence with vague language. And I'm sorry, John Brennan lecturing anybody about anything is almost funny. Man. Just crazy. Let's get back because we have more audio to get to. And I did talk about some of the other wacky Democrat hijinks today because a Democrat judge has arranged for the release of Kilmore Abrego Garcia, the human trafficker, MS-13 trafficker, the wife beater, the physical restraining order because he beat his baby mama, then married her when he was behind bulletproof glass in jail. And then he got out and he beat her again, and another restraining order there. And the Democrats applaud his release because he's a Salvadoran gang member, and they love that. A Democrat judge also springing Mahmoud Khalil, the Palestinian allegedly activists at Columbia University who's inciting hatred against Israel and the Jews. And it turned out he lied on his applications for visas about his affiliations with radical organizations. And when found out, the Trump administration said, well, we should probably deport him. And he was thrown in the Huzgau. And now the Democrats have made sure that he was released because this is the America they want. Kilmore Abrego Garcia and Mahmoud Khalil running around the streets of your town because that's the Democrat Party. Boy, oh boy. Let's get back to, Sun number 6. President Trump on Saturday night address to the nation.
Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago.
All true, and our military performed beautifully. And
remember, Trump's a Yankee.
He's perfectly.
He's from New York City.
Out, according to the White House, they did inform the Lizard King, Chuck Schumer, before the bombs dropped, but he's apparently the only Democrat. You know what?
Hilarious.
It might have been a trap. Now that I think about it, because Hakeem Jeffries, they couldn't get a hold of him. So the only Democrat they told was the Lizard King, Chuck Schumer, who's not on the side of America or civilization. And if there had been any leak to the New York Times or MS-13 DNC, then it would inevitably be traced right back to Chuck Schumer, and he would be toast. So one Democrat on Capitol Hill was told, and if it had leaked and they had botched the whole thing, then all arrows would be pointing at Chuck Schumer's scabrous head.
Chuck.
President Trump wrapping it up on Saturday night.
Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And God bless America. And then he turned and he walked away. And the vice president was with him, J.D. Vance, Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. And there was no Q&A. And then, sure enough, J.D. Vance went on television the next morning. And everything that any Republican said just makes the Democrats soil themselves again. J.D. Vance.
We're not at war with Iran. We're at war with Iran's nuclear program. And let me just say, Kristen, that we're incredibly grateful and proud of the American Air Force pilots who did an incredible job last night.
And they did. And it's a good line. We're not at war with Iran. We're at Iran, not even with the regime, not even with the mullahs, the Council of Mullahs and the Ayatollah, but with their nuclear program, because you don't want terrorists having a... Now, and then the president said that the defense secretary, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, would have a press conference at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. And they did have a press conference at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Dan Raisin Kane.
At midnight Friday into Saturday morning, a large B-2 strike package comprised of bombers launched from the continental United States. As part of a plan to maintain tactical surprise, part of the package proceeded to the west and into the Pacific as a decoy. The main strike package, comprised of 7 B-2 Spirit bombers, each with 2 crew members, proceeded quietly to the east with minimal communications.
Minimal communications, very interesting. They apparently kept comms because they're flying over a lot of different countries and ships and so on. They kept comms to a very bare bones minimum, and that is smart. And they told one Democrat, and it was a trap for Schumer. If he had leaked everything, it would have been all on him. That's kind of fun. And they allegedly tried to get a hold of Hakeem Jeffries, mentored by Professor Leonard Jeffries, his uncle, a notorious anti-Semite Israel hater. You know, it's all in the Democrat family, isn't it? And we got our D.C. City Councilman, Trayan White.
I'm just sitting here listening to this, watching the birds.
For bad weather, just bad weather, not good weather. Aren't they amazing? You know, big wireless is pulling one over on all of us. It's time to switch to consumers. Fast, reliable, nationwide, big wireless coverage without the big wireless cost. But it's not just about saving money on my bill either. It's also about not being used and abused by these big phone companies. Do you even know how much data you use every month? Most people over the age of 50 use less than 8 gigs of data in a month. But big wireless, they want to shove you into an unlimited plan.
It goes my chipmunk.
Lots of money for it because they're redistributing your wealth.
I was out there all morning with that chipmunk.
20-year-olds using their data 19 hours a day.
Feeding them peanuts.
You know, Consumer Cellular, they set me up with a service and an amazing phone.
One of my squirrels got run over by a car.
It's incredibly easy to switch. All you have to do is call you
Poor
an
thing.
actual human being based right here in the actual United States. Not a bot, not on a space platform. Real human beings who are incredibly helpful. And it only takes about 20 minutes. So give them a call and make the switch today to Consumer Cellular at 1-800-760-0702. 1-800-76.
Oh boy, you should have seen the breakfast I had. Cooked me a steak, broccoli. Now I'm tired. I feel like taking a nap. Hey, I've been live almost 3 hours. Last call for this stream. I'm going to take off for a bit. There's some things I need to do before it gets too late. It's hot. I gotta go somewhere. And I have to walk there. No big deal. I like walking. Keeps me in shape. Angela, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I hope I helped out a little bit. Fucking hilarious. Hey, Wiggin and daughter, you're welcome to come back anytime. I'm going to end this stream and I'll be back later. Maybe I can have a panel. And Drink a lot of water. You can. There's a link if you want to come up, or I'm gonna come back later. I'm gonna take off, and there's Tom. Tom's gonna say something. Hey Tom, guy joked on the radio. He said we started a golf course, or Trump did. He's got 3 holes dug already. Take care of your voice, friggin'. We're gonna need you later. There's been a change of events. This is what's called the Hayden effect. I guess if I had to choose sides, I guess I'd have to go into the all caps crew. Can Billy Hayden be all caps crew? I'm waiting for the ass whooping that Mina is going to bestow upon Tiffany and that fucking ancient ape Tammy Holt.
By our creator with certain unalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Honoring your sacred vocation of business, you empower.
All right, guys, thanks for coming. You can go back and look at that steak I cooked if you want. I have 2 hours, 53 minutes. That's good. I'll be back later. Everybody have a good afternoon. Wiggin, your performance was outstanding. I appreciate it.
We meet patients wherever they live.
During the house call, she found Jack had an issue.